What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for coming back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Jumanji, the next level. And before I get too far into this review, I should go ahead and say if I look dead at all in this video, if I sound a little off, I'm just battling massive allergies today. My allergy medication is not working, and yeah, my eyes have just felt puffy and itchy and red, and my nose is super congested. So if I sound off or if I look like I'm dying, that's why. So Jumanji, the next level is the third film in the Jumanji franchise. And if you have not seen my reviews for the Jumanji films before, I'll just go ahead and give you a quick rundown. The first film was one of my favorite films growing up. I love that film with such a passion. Robin Williams and that entire story is literally such a huge part of my upbringing. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen that movie. The amount of times I've seen that first Jumanji film, I really wouldn't even know where to start, you know what I mean? So then when Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle was announced, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually really against it. I did not like the idea of this Jumanji sequel that was gonna make it into a video game and really take away the essence of what that made that first movie so interesting with this board game coming to life. And I kept thinking to myself, wow, why wouldn't they just bring the board game to current day, you know, where kids really don't play board games, and there could be this fun little kind of thing where kids are like, I don't really play board games, but what is a board game really? But let's go ahead and play it, and then this craziness starts to happen. But if you saw my review for Welcome to the Jungle, I love that film. It was literally such a shock and such a pleasant surprise at how much I genuinely love that film. It gave me a smile from beginning to end, so many laughs, so many great moments, and I felt it was a really great, like, soft reboot as well as a nice little successor to that first film. You know, it has nice little hints and nods at that first film while very much being its own thing. So this film, The Next Level, is a direct sequel to that second film, but still has those ties and those little connections to that first film. I really enjoyed this film. I had a lot of fun with it. Once again, the performances in this film are so good. You have The Rock, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan, Jack Black, as well as some new faces that you see in this film like Danny DeVito, Danny Glover, and Awkwafina. And what I really enjoyed about this film is they did a great job of keeping true to what that last film was all about, you know, kind of keeping true to this new version of Jumanji, the new feeling, the new look, the new vibe. And they recreated a lot of scenes from the last film, but what they were able to do with this film is kind of turn it on its head by having the people be in different avatars. Now, if you have no idea what this film is about, the basic gist is now Jumanji is no longer a board game, it is a video game. And in the last film, essentially, these people go into the game, these group of teenagers, and when they go into the game, they turn into either Jack Black, The Rock, Karen Gillan, or Kevin Hart. And so in this film, you have that same gist. However, this time when they go into the game, something goes wrong and they are now in different bodies. So you have all the actors, The Rock and all those other ones that I just mentioned, now playing the different versions of these kids, so they all have to act different ways. And what I could say, what I really loved about the last film and this film, is that those actors who are playing the avatars inside the video games do such a great job of embodying who those kids are on the outside. Whoever it is that's playing the game on the outside, they do such a great job of acting just like those characters. And you do not see The Rock, you do not see Kevin Hart, you don't see Jack Black, you don't see Karen Gillan. You really do see these characters that they're playing on the outside. And that's easily the biggest praise I can give this film, is just the fact that the actors just do such a great job of making you feel like this is a video game and these are those characters that are inside the video game, and this is not The Rock trying to do his thing, this is not Kevin Hart trying to do his thing. They really do dive deep into being these roles of whoever they are. And there are those elements of the film of things that you would expect to see The Rock do or Kevin Hart do or Jack Black. But what I really love is that they do such a great job of embodying those characters, and it really ups the humor. I really enjoyed the humor in this film. I really enjoyed the performances. On a visual level, this was a spectacle. I really enjoyed the special effects of this film. I enjoyed all the action. This film was a lot of fun to watch. I don't think it's as good as Welcome to the Jungle personally, but I can totally understand if somebody watches this film and enjoys it more than Welcome to the Jungle. I felt like Welcome to the Jungle handled its whole story a lot better, whereas this one feels like there's a lot more going on, and some things weren't as developed as I would like them to be. However, the main characters do have a lot of great stories and some great arcs throughout the film, and I really found myself really invested in these characters. I was already invested going in because I loved the last film, but some of the new characters that were introduced in this film and some of the new action and new avatars that are introduced in this film were a lot of fun, and I really did overall enjoy the aesthetic of this film, the action, the performances. I really don't have too many gripes with it. My biggest gripe with the film would probably be the fact that there were a couple times where things felt a little bit muddled and that there was too much going on, but that is such a like minor negative, to be honest. I'm just trying to find something to kind of balance out this review. This for me is one of those films that you can just kind of sit back and have a good time with. I don't think it's as good as Welcome to the Jungle. However, I think it's really close. I think it does a really good job of being a solid and really great sequel, and there are some really great nods to the original Jumanji in this film, specifically a cameo near the end that I think a lot of fans of the original Jumanji will have a great time with and have a big smile on their face from, something that definitely surprised me. And there's a great mid-credit scene that got me incredibly excited for whatever the next film is. So what I can say about this film on an overall level is, like I said, this is just a fun action comedy adventure film with great performances. If you enjoyed the last one, Welcome to the Jungle, I really can't see how you will not like the next level. This film definitely just takes that same premise and just heightens it with a lot more humor, kind of flips some of it on its head. There is some convenient writing, and I felt like that kind of happened in the last film as well. There are some things that kind of feel like, okay, that was a little bit too convenient, or some predictable elements. However, I feel like it doesn't take away from the film. I feel like you definitely can watch it and still be fully invested in what's going on, these characters, and the fun of it all. And as a video game player, there's just so much in there that's referenced or made fun of about video games. As somebody who plays a lot of video games every week, you know, there were so many little things that I was able to relate with and just have a good laugh with. And I felt the same way when I watched Welcome to the Jungle. And like I said, I think it just depends on where you land. I think that some may find Welcome to the Jungle better and some might find this one better. But I think that this one relies on the strengths of the last film, in my opinion, and there's a lot of the things, like I said, that are recreated, and they're a lot funnier in this film because of the fact that you've already seen these characters deal with it in the last film, and because some of the roles are swapped, it makes some of these situations a lot more funny in this film. So yeah, guys, I don't really have too much to say about Jumanji: The Next Level. I think it's a solid, good popcorn action film. I do highly recommend it. Like I said, I think if you're a fan of the last film, you'll definitely have a good time with this. Great performances, big popcorn blockbuster, and I don't really see anybody hating this film. There are some silly, convenient elements about the story, but I kind of have to say, like, what kind of movie did you think you were going into if you're too angry about some of the story elements of this film? On an overall level, I think a lot of people are going to have a good time with this. The theater seemed to be really enjoying it. There was a lot of laughter and a lot of smiles. But yeah, guys, that's going to be my review for Jumanji: The Next Level. Make sure you guys leave your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this film, and if you're even willing to see it or want to see it, make sure you guys hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. It helps the channel out. Subscribe as well if you're not already subscribed, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.